Alright YouTube, so now I'm here. I've watched the movie and it was definitely just as good as I remembered. I really enjoy, everything about this movie, which tells you absolutely nothing. So let me organize my thoughts. So I really enjoy the opening sequence of this movie where we see, Voldemort gaining Dumbledore's wand, the wand of all wands that's powerful. I forgot exactly what it's called, but point is Voldemort's getting stronger. He has tons of followers and supporters that are ready to serve him, as I imagine he's a very seductive Dark Lord. So because of this, Harry Potter and Ron and Hermione are off to get another Horcrux, which is in the Gringotts bank, which is definitely a very awesome sequence when they go into the bank. Hermione's disguised as Bellatrix, and the elves, or goblins rather, at the bank are not convinced, but fortunately Harry uses the Imperious Curse, I believe, or the Persuasive Curse, whatever it's called, to, yeah, sorry, my Harry Potter knowledge is a little rusty as I haven't seen or read the books in kind of a while, but that's what I love about this franchise is no matter how far I get from it, I can always come back and enjoy it, and I certainly did exactly that with this movie night. But the bank sequence is epic because, there's a dragon later, which is a completely scarred and albino dragon, which looks just so cool and sleek, but also really damaged, which shows that, dragons are important creatures too, because this dragon's been trained to expect pain when it hears a certain noise, which is quite sad. And after that, we meet a new character who I actually forgot was in this movie. It's Dumbledore's brother, which, to be honest, this just proves the point of the movie where saying Dumbledore hid certain things from them, which I can see now. But lo and behold, my favorite scene in this movie has to be the Room of Requirements sequence where one of Draco's friends creates a dragon out of pure fire and it wreaks havoc. His friend also, tried to straight up use the killing curse on Hermione, which, pissed Ron off, and he goes chasing, which is a funny scene. And I really respect that Harry was still willing to save Draco Malfoy, who was, not willing to kill Harry Potter, even though Harry was provoking him, and, he was kind of, his friends were pressuring him, which shows that Malfoy was maybe not such a bad guy after all. But one thing about Malfoy that's in this movie or that's not in this movie that I heard was that I wish was the scene where he, supposedly ran and threw Harry his wand when he was about to fight Lord Voldemort, which was definitely, an L in the movie's part because that scene would have changed so much. I also, am really respecting of Draco's mother, who, lied to Voldemort that Harry was dead, even though he wasn't, which later leads to Harry and Voldemort's ultimate duel, which isn't the most epic thing, but I think it's like, not really the duel that counts, but rather the build-up that came to it. As they say, it's not the destination, but the journey, which this movie definitely is very reminiscent. I will say the movie has a lot more humor and funny moments than I remember, so it's definitely cool. And I'll conclude this vlog by saying with the HBO Max series, I know it's going to be like, 10 to 12 years until we see this exact thing, because I think the series is going to last 10 years and it's coming out in like a year or two. So 10 plus 2, basic math, is 12, so it'll be probably 12 years until we see the next Harry Potter Deathly Hallows Part 2. So it's definitely going to be worth the wait. I'm excited to see the build-up of the HBO franchise, and yeah, overall, I've talked about it before, but yeah, that's all I have to say. So overall, phenomenal ending to a great movie franchise, and no complaints from me. And towards the very, very end, we see a flash forward, which was definitely good, but I'm glad that they're doing a reboot rather than picking up where the flash forward series left, because that's just my opinion though. But yeah, overall, great movie. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more soon. Goodbye. Or, not goodbye. There's something super important that I forgot or almost forgot about this movie is Snape's arc is incredible, and we see how he, loved Harry's mother when they were, students together, and he cared for Harry even though he kind of came off as a jerk and cold and callous, but that was probably because Harry's father was not the nicest person to him. But Snape overall, is, definitely a complex and great character. So yeah, now it's for real, goodbye. Thank you guys for watching. Stay for more soon.